everyone, Ivy League Gaming here, and today we're playing Infinite Magicraid, and today I'm joined by Juarmu. Hey!
Hello, guys.
Thank you for joining me today. We wanted to talk about a topic that every new player encounters, and now that they've changed a lot of things in this game, we get mythic shards a lot faster.
Indeed.
So, as you can see, I'm ready. Look at me.
Tough choice right now.
I'm
Always
excited.
for the first mythic. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's so much to consider when choosing your first mythic now, because now that we get them faster, you're probably going to get your first mythic before you get Catherine, even more so than before, right? Do you think that's the case?
I think so. I think so, definitely. Especially on the newer servers as well. People have the mythic hero really much faster.
Yeah, it used to be kind of like, I don't know, it was close before, depending on how fast you could like push campaign. And then of course they changed the chapter quests and everything, the campaign quests. And
Yeah,
so
indeed.
there's that new option as well. So now there's so many ways to like, you might get Catherine that way or that way, but it looks to me like we might actually get my mythic. Well, I did. I got my mythic before I got Catherine personally. And I kind of want to go through with him. He's been playing since beta, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How long was that? Like, how do you know when you started?
I started in, I think it was beginning of May, so probably like the
Oh,
third or fourth
wow. It's
week
even
of
longer than I
beta.
thought. Okay.
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring in an expert that actually is more familiar with all of them than I would be, um, and talk about which scenarios would we choose these heroes, or are they just no, or are they 100% yes no matter what? Like, what are the scenarios to kind of decide, like whether you're pushing your campaign three-starring, or are you pushing your campaign quests? Which one's going to help you more? Or if you've already got Catherine, then who do you choose? So that kind of is what I want to talk about with going through each hero. So actually, okay, I'm going to start at the top here. So Brynhild, she got a buff just when I started playing more
Yeah, indeed.
seriously.
Indeed.
Does the buff make her worthy of a first choice in any scenarios in your head, or not really?
I'll be honest, I think Brynhild is the best looking hero in the game.
Yeah, she
She
looks
looks
cool.
so amazing
Yeah.
with the wolf as well. I really wanted to get her on the beta when she was released, but she's just underwhelming. Even with the change, she's still
Okay.
underwhelming. She might be good with exclusive tree, but definitely not as your first mythic. Maybe as like third mythic, not even as second, because as second mythic you want to try to like make like mid to end game content with her.
Right. Okay, mid to end game. And where do you think she would shine the most, in what areas of the game? Do you have any opinion there?
Well, that's a good question. Like she would definitely shine into the faction abyss. Like
Yeah,
every
the
mythic
direct.
will shine into the
That's
into
true,
the
yeah.
abyss. Indeed, indeed. For
Which is
example, like
hard content, so.
yeah, definitely. Like I mean, the Dragon Tribe has one of the best heroes. Like you have
Melia,
Hazonia, you
yeah.
have Melia there, you have Wim. So she would be really nice. You have Hoff as well. She would be really nice in there. She would have been better if she had like any type of like a small heal or something, or like a shield. But sadly, she doesn't have it. But I think for end game content like Abyss, she could be nice, and she could be definitely nice for Guild Wars and arena advanced arena defense.
Okay, so a definite no for your first pick here, I think is safe to
No,
say.
no, no, definitely not.
Onward to Lucifer. That is definitely a name I hear a lot. And a
Yeah,
lot of people say you kind of need the exclusives for him to be worth it, though,
definitely.
I've
Yep.
seen. So is he really good for a first pick, though, if it's hard to use him until, you know what I mean? Like, is he actually, does it make it, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, is it make it worth it if it's hard to use him early? Or is he
Well, if you
still
have,
pretty good even without it?
I always say if you have great support, like for example, if you're already running like Liz and Wim, most
Yeah,
people
which I am.
have those two. If you get like a Guhana early game, for example, I would not even bother going Luna. Like I would just, for example, I'm not gonna say you should focus Lucifer, but if you have like, I always say to people, if you have Hazonia, that's an easy pick. You go for Ben. You don't even have to think about it because Ben and Hazonia is like one of the strongest in-game synergies you have. So, but if you have, for example, Amelia and a
Hmm.
Sigmund, like 2 HP burners, that doesn't have too much AoE and has like, I mean, they have AoE with exclusives, but they don't have like a single target AoE like Hazonia and Okmin. There you will probably be lacking a Lucifer, or like or a single target DPS, for example. So in those case scenarios, for example, I got a Melia at the start and a Sigmund later. I went for Luna because back then it was like you need to clear stage 23 of any tower. So
Oh
I had to
yeah.
go for Luna for the force mark. But I'm looking forward to the Mythic Conversion Stone coming this month. It's gonna be free for everybody. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely convert my Luna into another mythic. But I have
Oh.
exclusive 3 Lucifer right now. I'm really happy about him. He's really a killer in arena. He would be. I'm probably putting him as a first mythic for everybody right now because I think Luna is a little bit overrated. I was giving people advice: go for Luna, go for Luna. But eventually, when you get your content line done, like 3-star Hell, and you get the Catherine from the campaign quest, Luna starts to be really not that great anymore. She's great for arena defense, but overall in the PvE content there are much better options right now. For example, exclusive to Guhana is probably I think the best healer you can have in your PvE team for the 40% speed buff for your entire team. It's really really nice.
And Lucifer is of course strong in something like Arena too, but is he good still for helping 3-star campaign? You think?
Oh yeah,
Even
definitely,
that's still because he'll be at a
definitely.
one shot and yeah, move on. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So now Ulcaster, I don't hear him talked about too much. Is he have any considerations early game or not really? For a
That's
first.
really that's really a tough question. I haven't seen Ulcaster much either. I've seen him
Yeah.
a lot in the beta, but he got also changed in the beta. He was really bad before, but he does a lot of damage though.
Yeah.
He's a really and
Okay.
he has an AOE defense break which can be really nice with like a cleave comp into the arena. Maybe like a what's Ulcaster Margarita comp, but like exclusive one Margarita is already strong enough to delete most opponents. So I'm not really impressed with
Not too.
Ulcaster to be
Yeah.
honest. So I would
So a
I would just
definite
skip that
no.
hero.
Yeah. For
No,
first choice, definitely not even
no.
consider.
Okay,
Now
Lukea is
Lukea,
interesting.
she's
She's
fun,
interesting.
especially with bleed now. Like
Yeah.
every time you add a layer of bleed, you get extra damage.
Yeah, indeed. She's really fun. Although I don't think she's that great in PvP. So if you like should compare Lukea to Lucifer, I think Lucifer has a little bit a better bet for especially in PvP. For example, Lucifer in exclusive through is really getting a beast. If he kills like one target with his ultimate, he will automatically kill another target as well because his damage is just insane. But I think Lukea can be really great in Guild Boss. In
Yeah,
PvP
guild boss
probably
for
as well.
sure.
Like don't get me wrong, but the Brotherhood faction bonus is one of the best in the games. Like
Oh
it gives like a
yes,
it gives like
yes.
a really nice piercing. Look at
Here we
this,
go.
50% you can piercing when you land a crit. If you can, for example, combine Lukea with a Mutu, which everybody probably will get for
Oh
free this
yeah, we'll be
month.
getting a free one. Yay.
Maybe if you have like a Sinton, the tank, and Garina or Gustav, if you have like 2 or 3 faction bonds with this passive, I think they can be really strong, especially as well in
That's
Guild
really
Boss.
good.
Also, Mutu is giving like a 20% attack buff for your team. It's like a small budget Slivel, but I'm looking forward to test it. I'm definitely gonna test it
Yeah.
because I have Mutu as well. I think I have Garina as well. So I'm gonna like build 3 of the nameless Brotherhoods and just test it. I think it can be really nice. And also Lukea is bleed and bleed got buffed as well. So I think that she might be a really nice bet. I'm not sure if she's gonna be great for first pick though.
Okay. So you think Lucifer would still be more help if you're still 3-starring
Yeah,
campaign or
yeah,
working on your
yeah.
campaign
Because Lucifer
quests?
will help you also a lot in the arena. And arena,
Yeah.
like I
Oh,
think
all
the
the arena
personally,
battles. Oh my god.
yeah, it's boring. But the arena event that was last week is probably like the most easy event to reach top 200 or even top
Oh,
100. If you
that's
just
true.
play it constantly, you can easy reach it.
Okay. So Lukea is probably more for people that really want to ramp up their specific boss damages or like clan boss,
Yeah,
guild
yeah, I
boss.
think
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Lukea is mostly getting focused at people that focus the guild boss to get the maximum numbers out of it, and yeah, for the faction probably, and
All
for
right.
Rum.
And
I mean, she's also great for Rum
oh
for sure,
yes, that's true.
definitely.
Okay. So that might be someone that would be good for trying to push to those high levels that like the
Yep.
campaign quests require though.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Nita, like you're saying with Walter, like if you, I'll give my example. I have only Walter for Poisoner, and he's one of my A5s. He's a strong build right now. Is Nita a good pair if you, like you're saying, with Walter only if you don't have like Taff and everything else going too?
She can be a really nice pair. There is like one guy on my server in PvP that's most of the time king. And he really melts people with Nita Walter combo. Believe
Oh,
me,
for PvP, yeah.
yeah, for PvP as well. For PvE definitely as
Nice.
well. Poison is nice for PvE.
And the
Um,
extra damage.
Nita actually helped me clear 3-star, held 3-star on my beta account. Like I had Luna at the Mythic, but I was not able to clear a 3-star. I actually focused on campaign mostly, but once I got Nita with focus, it went actually really easy. I cleared full held 3-star, but after that I never actually builded her. But right now with the poison change, getting less
Maybe.
damage for PvE,
Yeah.
she might
Oh,
also be
that's
really
gonna help.
nice.
Yeah, it's gonna help on both sides. I mean, damage
Yeah,
reduction
it's
period is great.
yeah.
And yeah, I forgot to mention. So when it comes to me choosing my first mythic, after we're done discussing the mythics, we're gonna head on over to his channel, and we're gonna help look at where I'm at in the game and see which one is gonna be my best option. Then I'm gonna pull my damn mythic, and I will, spoiler alert, she is in my top choices of who I'm strongly considering. Definitely in my because of that Walter and the damage need for campaign. She is one of my top choices. So that's who's in my head so far. But I'm not going to say any other ones. You're going to have to watch the other video to find out. Oh, man. All right. So let's go Ben Austin. He is definitely probably the most... him and Lucifer are the most common ones I see picked now or suggested to people now.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Ben is probably one of the most big because a lot of people got Hezonia. Hezonia was like
Oh,
in the
yeah.
first week when Global released, he was the Miracle Wish hero, and a lot of people just went for him.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, he was like he was in the first week. Like first week, Melia was in the Voyage, and the second week, Hezonia was actually in the Miracle. It was like a really smart move, but. That's probably the reason why Ben is picked most, because whenever you see a Ben, if you don't see a Hezonia, then it's just probably a random pick, but mostly when you see a Hezonia, you will just see a Ben on his side. It's
and
also
of
because
course with the green, the green
yeah,
mark is just gonna be so good.
Yeah,
and then with Catherine, when you get Catherine, there's your Sword Harbor. That's gonna be busted.
Yep, that's gonna be nice. Yeah, they pick Ben probably mostly because of his basic attack and us because of his ultimate.
Yeah, the cleansing's nice. I didn't even realize he was a cleanser. So he, as far as choosing him, if you don't have his Zonja, is it weird to pick him? Is that kind of like or anyone else strong with the green mark? Or I guess like, okay, like, I don't, is it because the mark, or is there another reason besides the mark for his Zonja with Ben?
Now, the reason why you pick Ben is because Hezonia has an AoE basic attack. He hits 3 targets. And if you go over into the basic attack of Ben, like the first attack that she's doing.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this. He attacks with one ally that has the highest attack. So basically, you want to have Hezonia the highest attack in your team. You might have to sacrifice some other stats, but whenever Ben attacks, Hezonia attacks 3 targets with him.
Nice.
So whenever he attacks, and his ultimate as well, his ultimate is like also a full AoE attack with his team. So if you, for example, put Eve and Hezonia and a Okmin in the team, they both will hit 3 targets.
That sounds really fun. Yeah, that's right. The ally attack. That does feel familiar now. All right. Well, that makes sense. Sounds fun.
That's the only reason. So I don't think Ben is really like
for everybody.
Great with any other. Yeah.
I mean, overall, if anyone has a strong basic skill that's gonna to ally attack, I guess, but that's debatable.
I mean, he's great with Lucifer. If you get like Lucifer as your first pick, Lucifer and Ben are just they're killing.
If he's like the second pick, he'd be a strong second pick.
Yeah. I think he's the best second pick for sure. Maybe Nordak, but I think Ben is better than Nordak. If you go for Lucifer first, if you go for Luna first, then you should probably go for Lucifer and under DPS because you don't want to have 2 mythic supports. You want to have one damage dealer.
All right, yeah, speaking of Nordak, he's next tier.
Yeah.
So, what scenarios you think he's best for? Or what part is he going to, like, if you 3-star in campaign and, again, quest if you're still working on that?
Endgame content. He's endgame content.
Really?
If you want to go for a Dwarven 27, 28, 29, and 30.
Okay. So maybe not your first pick then?
No, I don't.
Right? No, not first pick?
I would say to nobody, like, don't get him first because he's good as, like, third pick or second pick, debatable, but not as first pick because he really is an endgame hero. You only want him if you want to push like the endgame Dwarven Ruins and like Maurius, Negia, and Growland. But it's because that this skill, damage immunity. Yeah. Because Maurius above stage 26 mostly one-shot your entire team. But if Nordak puts damage immunity, you counter the ultimate of like Maurius, and then you have like 3 to 5 turns to just do your
Okay.
stuff, and then
That's enough to, yeah.
yeah, mostly it's enough to kill him
Yep.
with a lot of HP burners.
Yes. Gotta love how fast the bosses die with HP burn. It's fun.
Yeah.
Like campaign, going through trying to 3-star stuff. I'm like, oh, thank God it's a boss stage.
Yeah, indeed.
So Luna, like you said, she was kind of the OG pick because she's really strong support for all things. Heal, revive, cleanse, everything.
Yes, indeed.
But she's fallen off the radar as far as your like number one choice these days because there's
Well, I would say she used to be my number one choice. Maybe right now with the mythic conversion stone coming out, free for everybody, obtainable, she might remain on my number one spot because once you just get her, clear 3-star, get Cantrine, and then you can just regress her for free and get
That's
something
true.
better.
Okay.
So, I think she might be still a good pick. If you lack a support, definitely you have to go for Luna. So
if you're like a lot of us with our whims and Liz's, you know, do you think she still needed to push through, or as long as your whim and Liz
if you're gonna
are
get
good enough
if you're
for
gonna get
campaign?
Luna, you will have to regress Liz. You will have to sacrifice Liz if you're gonna go for Luna.
You think
And then
she would take
eventually-
that spot? Yeah.
Yeah. You
Oh,
don't
that's
want to have
true. I mean, do you really need both? Probably not.
No, you need both.
Okay, that's interesting. I love Liz so much, especially in Arena. I would feel really guilty if I sacrificed her.
Well, if you have a Liz in Arena, most HP burners will skip you because Liz
Exactly.
can
I skip
kill
every
HP
single.
burners.
Yeah. I'd like, nope, Liz, nope. I look for no Liz's. All right, so the next two. So Madlaina, just AoE damage. She seems a little underwhelming overall. You said definitely not first pick, but overall, what do you think? Is she?
I'm not impressed with her, to be honest.
yeah.
No, I don't think I've ever seen her actually in the right now in the arena. I don't think I've ever faced her.
I don't think
to
I've
be honest.
ever seen her either.
Me neither. I mean, she's
Anyone
Eternal
using
Sect, so she could be picked in Eternal Sect, but
Yeah,
maybe
eventually.
as like less mythic if you have everything built.
Okay, so we won't talk too much about that one. Same thing with Melchio. Not a top choice
Melchio
either.
is interesting. Like he has cleanse, removal, debuff, AoE. He is like because he evolves with his skills. He has like I think he has a total of 12 skills. Every time he just evolves into another skill. You can go.
Okay.
You can
this
switch
is...
his. Yeah, you can switch his
Oh,
skills also
God.
under the basic attack. Yeah, he's really complicated. But he
That
can
is
do a lot of
complicated.
damage. He can do a lot of damage, but I think you really need amazing gear for him to be really strong. I don't think you
Okay,
can.
that's fair.
With normal gear, you can just roll with him into the arena. For example, like
Alright.
Margarita, you just need like focus on a lot of attack and crit damage, and that's it. You don't even need crit rate because you're probably gonna use Bicedin with her and focus. She's easy to build for everybody, like really a budget PvP hero that can get you to diamond easy.
Okay.
But Melchio, I just haven't like I know a guy I personally know was Isaac. He was in love with Melchio. He liked it, but he regressed him in probably less than 3 weeks. He was just not satisfied with him.
Okay, that's good to know. All right, so I guess our main, like you said at the beginning, our main picks for first would say that you said Lucifer, Ben Austin, Luna, and then you did use her as your first for clearing campaign.
Yeah.
So
correct.
possibly her if you have like at least a Walter, right?
Yeah, if you have a Walter, maybe, and if you lack AoE damage.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, like I
But-
have a Melia, so I do lack AoE damage until I get one more epic Dragon Eye. And
It's
then
gonna
she'll
be
be
soon.
AoE. I'm like, can I just get one more? Like, now, please. That makes my decision. That really affects my decision here, too. But actually, on that note, let's leave it at that. We're going to head on over to his channel and figure out what my decision should be based on some of this discussion. And he's
Yeah.
going to have a look at my account and give me some help, right?
Yes, definitely.
Alrighty. So thank you for joining me for this discussion of mythics. I feel a little bit better about kind of understanding where they're going to be best used myself now. I haven't delved deep into them a lot. And honestly, there's some limited content out there on it still. The game's still pretty new as far as like
Yeah,
global
definitely.
release. So
Yeah.
not a lot of content creators posting too many videos on all of these yet. So we got to get that rolling.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having
And
me.
we'll see you in the next video.